All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chris's Sports Corner. Real quick, man. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. It's Saturday, man. Hope everybody's doing their best to be their best. Um, yeah, man. So let's talk about it. I was reading an interesting article, and if you checked it out yesterday, I appreciate everybody that came on the live stream that I did with LA Sports, man, and we was talking about the Toronto Raptors in this season, man. And one of the things that we talked about was the Raptors not being home. And, for many people, don't understand the magnitude of being home. I'm not going to say many people, for fans. When you're a fan, it's hard to say, oh, well, they should be able to play on the road just as well as you play home. Well, we see in the NBA and football or, any other sport, that's just not the case. There's such thing as home field advantage or home court advantage for a reason, and it gives the players a boost. I'll give you an example, man. When I played basketball in high school, limited, it wasn't enough to talk about. But when I did play basketball in high school, it meant something when people wanted to see me play. When like people came out to games, it was like, oh, hey, Chris, what up? It boosts you up a little bit. When ain't nobody there because y'all stink or whatever the situation may be, man, it's different. The energy is different. And what I'm saying with this is, and I'm not trying to blame the Raptors' entire season or lack thereof on fans or being home, but when on top of that, I'm gonna say this: when the Tampa Bay fans are booing the Raptors, it could be a reminder, right? It could be a reminder that, hey, you're not here. We don't really care because you're not home. You're not really our team. You're just all these things go through his head. And I think Siakam said something that I felt like was very important, man. He said, feel like we've been on the road all year. Feel like we've been on the road all year. Now, why would he say that? Because, for one, they haven't been home. They haven't played a single game in their hometown. They had to deal with their home fans booing or whatever, or considered their home fans on top of being a new arena, new city, new state. All that's different now. So, I say all that to say that plays a part in, and I'm not trying to make excuses for the team, but that plays a part in their lack of performance. Nick Nurse chimed in and said when he was coaching other places that they would boo the home fans all the time. And, so he said he kind of didn't really pay attention, but thanks to point it out, but he paid attention. He noticed it. Let me tell you, I'm going to take this analogy. If you're a Laker fan or you follow basketball, the Lakers do what's known as the Grammy road trip, right? So if you're not familiar what that is, the Los Angeles Lakers, who obviously in Los Angeles, have the Grammys is in Los Angeles every, I think it's February, I want to say. It's February. So every year, when the Grammys are in town, the Lakers have to go on this long road trip so they can set it all up and all of that. So the Lakers are out. They're out on their road trip. And, it's always called, looked at as one of the most grueling processes of the Lakers season every year, right? And that's maybe 10 games. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. Pardon me, guys. Let's see if I can look it up. So it's apparently about 5 or 6 games. Okay. But it's known that it's like 5 or 6 games. They can't be on. The Lakers and the Clippers, they can't be home during this time because of the Grammys in town, and we know what LA and entertainment and all that is all synonymous, and we get it, right? So, but it's a big deal. But you know what? The biggest deal of it all, the best part, they get to come home. It's like, all right, man, whew, that's over with. We've been on the road, get home. We got some home cooking. Get back to what we know. Let's settle down. Imagine having a season-long Grammy road trip. That's what the Toronto Raptors had to deal with this season. That's what the Toronto Raptors had to deal with this season. Having a year-long road trip. That's I don't care what team it is, man. That's a lot. That's a lot. A road trip let me tell you something. I could be away from home all day. Like okay, for instance, Wednesday, I was gone. I really put in a 13-hour day. I got back and I did the one video where I answered the questions or whatever. But man, those 13 hours away just from home, man, I was happy to get home and see my family. I was happy to get here and sit in the corner. I was happy to just be back. Like I could kick my feet off and feel relaxed in my domain. Now imagine the Toronto Raptors haven't felt that all season. Yeah, I'm sure at some point, maybe during the All-Star break, they went home, blah, blah, blah. But it ain't the same. And I'm not trying to make excuses, but when you think about it, you add in the fact that the bench was booing, the home crowd was booing them. And that's not the first time that happened this season. So it makes it feel more unlike home, right? And we was talking yesterday, man. We was talking on the pod on his stream. Shout out to him if you haven't checked out the guy LA Sports. Make sure you guys will check him out, man. Super cool dude. Appreciate him having me on his platform. But we was talking about it, and one of the things we said that this year just started off for the Raptors bad, and it started at the top with Masai not making a decision. I think that's hovers, right? Like you look at a team like the Raptors, they're known for stability. You know what you're going to get on the court. Meaning you're going to get 48 minutes of hard play. You're going to get great defense. You're going to get closing. You're going to get all of that. And management's going to be in place. You know what they thinking, what they got going on. Until this year, all that just seemed to be up in flux, right? You start with Masai. Masai not signing. No one knows what he's going to do. He still don't know. Then you look at, man, they not closing games. That's not what they're used to. That's not what you're used to. Oh, man, I see people jogging back and not sprinting back. When did they start doing this? Everything just fell out of whack this year. So my opinion for Raptor Nation, man, take this, and I said it on the podcast, take this this year, put it in a ball, and throw it as far as you can get it, because it was just an outlier season. This season was an outlier far as I'm concerned, and with the Raptors, but they went through a lot. So be proud, hold your head up, and they'll be back. With that being said, guys, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. The next time, you guys be good, man.